So here we're just going to review the triangle congruence postulates. So the first one is side, 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 and that's where all three sides are congruent to each other. So like AB is congruent to DE, BC is congruent to EF, and AC is congruent to DF. That's enough to prove that these two triangles are congruent. Sorry, I hit the undo button there a second ago, and that's why AC dropped down a little bit. The next way to prove triangles congruent is side, angle, side. And you see how the angle is in between the two sides here? That's also true in the diagram too. So you need to pick the angle that's between the two congruent sides. So for example, let's pretend that AB is congruent to DE and BC is congruent to EF. So now I have to figure out which angle has to be congruent to make this work. And it's got to be the angle in between the two sides. So if you look at it, you have AB here, you have BC right here. The angle right there, B, is the one included in between those two sides. So angle B is congruent to angle E. Now for angle, angle, side, we need two angles and a side. And specifically, if you look at it, the side is not in between the two angles. So let's pick any two angles, doesn't matter. I'll say angle A is congruent to angle D, and angle B is congruent to angle E. So now what we need to do is we need to pick a side that is not in between those two angles. And we have two options here. We can either pick BC or we can pick AC and the corresponding pair over on this side. I'll go with AC. Why not? So AC is congruent to DF. And I know you might be thinking, but angle, angle, side, right? Because we're just going to go around like this. Not necessarily. I mean, you can also look at it as angle, angle, side. And you could also think of it as side, angle, angle, which also works if you do the reverse of this. All right, and the last one, angle, side, angle. So with this, the side has to be in between the two angles. So I'll start with the same two pairs of angles here. Angle A is congruent to D, angle B is congruent to E, which means the side we need to pick has to be in between. So that side would be AB congruent to DE.